Is Chapter 13 bankruptcy more forgiving than Chapter 7 bankruptcy? Hi, this is Darrell Castle. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee. And the answer to that question is yes, but this is the first video in a series of videos I'm doing on the power of Chapter 13. It is a very powerful weapon, as you will be able to see as we go throughout these videos. Chapter 13 is, in fact, more forgiving than Chapter 7. For one thing, you have an absolute right to dismiss your Chapter 13 anytime you want to. That right does not exist in Chapter 7. When I say you have a right to dismiss it, I mean anytime you want out of it for any reason. All you have to do is tell your attorney who files a motion with the court and your case is dismissed. That is a Supreme Court ruling that you have that right. Well, why is that important? Because things happen in Chapter 13. It is a 3 to 5 year process. Lots of things can happen. Your situation could change. You could lose your job. People get divorced. All kinds of things happen that change their financial condition, that make it not in their best interest to continue. You always want to continue. It's always to your advantage to continue, but sometimes you might not be able to. In Chapter 7, you have to get court permission to dismiss, and it's not forthcoming in many cases. That's one of the reasons why Chapter 13 is forgiving. That is one of the examples of why it's more forgiving. But why is it more forgiving? What's the reason for it? Well, the reason is because in Chapter 13, you're actually trying to repay your debt. You're using your best effort to repay your debt. You're not seeking to discharge or get court permission to not repay your debt. So the system is set up to be far more forgiving with Chapter 13 for that reason. And you have to admit, it's a pretty good reason, using your best efforts to repay that portion of your debt that you can afford to repay. Now, what else about Chapter 13? Well, it is a very, very powerful weapon, and it is a good asset protector. That is a good subject for our next video. Hello, I'm Darrell Castle. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee. And if you have debts you just can't pay, you have assets that need protecting, maybe your wages are being taken or you're behind on your house payment, Chapter 13 might be a good answer for you. I'd love to talk with you about that. Call me for a free appointment or contact me at the Get in Touch form on this page.